The KTM 1190 is finally back at the shack. Man, it took forever to get this thing fixed. I'm gonna take you guys up to Johnny Park, do a little bit of trail riding to celebrate, and tell you what the hell was wrong with it. Let's get rolling. Here we are. Forest Road 118.1, Johnny Park. Get in here a bit. For those of you that don't know what happened with the 1190, let me fill you in really quick. It took a crap on me in Las Vegas, New Mexico, which is about 400 miles south of where I'm at in Colorado. I was on my way to Mexico for the Baja trip I was doing with Dewey, and this thing takes a crap on me the first freaking day of the trip. Running fine now. Let me tell you what happened exactly. I don't know if we can stop anywhere here. I'll just stop here. It's okay. That's the hardest thing for me with this bike. I gotta keep moving. I tiptoe on it on both sides. So what exactly happened when the bike crapped out? I was cruising down I-25 South just before Las Vegas, New Mexico. 75, 85. Just normal on the throttle. All of a sudden, the bike starts losing power. It's almost like a cylinder cut out. I only had one cylinder left. And it just keeps on slowly losing power. So I keep on downshifting, trying to give it a little more juice. And it just rides for another couple miles. And I decided just to pull over and kill it. Make sure I'm not hurting anything. There was no bang, there was no pop. So my assumption was some kind of fueling issue. When I turned the key off and turned it back on, it showed fuel pump error. Now I did swap the fuel pump motor before I headed out. It was a known issue that the OEM ones go out, so I figured I'll switch it now. I'll know how to do it, and I'll have the OEM one with me just in case. So I had to swap the fuel pump motor, assuming it was that. I couldn't get my damn skid plate off because I didn't have one tool that I needed, so I got to tow into town to the Harbor Freight, got some extra tools that I needed, got the fuel pump out, threw the new one back in. Same thing. Even to start the bike, I had to have halfway in on the throttle, and it would start, but it sounded like a freaking thumper. I actually have a video of it the next day when I got it home on the U-Haul trailer. Let me play that for you really quick so you can see what I'm talking about. I gotta have the throttle about halfway. It starts, but it just sounds awful. I'm still holding throttle. I still gotta hold the throttle down just to get to idle. Let's roll a little further up, and I'll show you what the dealership did to the bike and how much it actually cost to repair this thing. Here's my paperwork from KTM. It looks like I dropped my bike off 4/29/2023. Bike had 11,041 miles on it. I was told everything was checked, the valves, the compression, all that good stuff. They ended up changing the front and rear fuel injectors as well as the spark plugs. Since you're in there, why not do the spark plugs, right? So the front injector and rear, 150 a pop, came out to 300. Spark plugs, 91 total. Parts subtotal, 392. Labor costs, these guys charge $129 an hour, so labor was 5 hours, $645, a total cost of $1,089. Add some tax to that, came out to about $1,100. I go to pick up the bike about a month later when it was ready, pay for the work that was done, go outside, wait for my bike to be pulled up. I hear it being fired up at the back of the shop. This is a KTM dealer in the yard. The bike keeps dying. I walk over there, the mechanic finally gets it to fire up and catch, still not really idling properly. He hops on, takes it for a ride around the block. As he's pulling back up, kind of shaking his head, hops off, tells me what the issue is. He's saying that once you get on the bike, it pulls great to about 3,000, well, it was like about 3,500, 4,000 RPM, then it stops pulling. So I hop on, I take it for a ride. Same deal. I mean, the bike pulls and all of a sudden it just kind of loses power. It wasn't bogging down or anything. It was just a strange feeling where the bike wants to go and it's kind of, there's resistance all the way through the rest of the RPM range. So I leave it with them. Another month goes by. Nothing, no word from them. I call, about once a week, every other week, stop by to see what the heck's going on. They finally diagnosed the issue to be the fuel pressure regulator on top of the fuel pump. Unfortunately, they can't just pull the whole housing unit off and replace the fuel pressure regulator. They have to purchase KTM OEM parts, and the fuel pump comes as one piece. That part normally costs $500 if you were to purchase it from the dealer. They gave me the unit at their price for $311, came out to $315, $331 with all the tax. They did not charge me for labor cost to install the fuel pump. It's really just a quick job, especially if you're doing the whole housing, everything. Just pull it out, pop it in. But the fuel pressure regulator you are able to buy separately for like $50, so I guess just take the hit, live and learn. Who knows if the fuel injectors had to be done or not, but I do have to admit the bike was actually running. The first time I went to go pick it up, you didn't have to actually hold throttle halfway to get it to even do anything. So maybe it was just these couple of things were necessary. I don't really know. So the bill was just over $1,400. These are expensive to own. Parts are expensive. Labor cost is expensive. Next time I'm going to go at it myself. Let's hop back on and get rolling, and I'll show you why I still have this dang bike. It's just such a blast to ride. Woo-hoo! Tree. So yeah, fuel pressure regulator. I had no clue what the hell was going on at the end there. I was actually even thinking stator possibly. I already put a good, I think 400 or 500 miles since I picked it up on the bike. Yeah, almost 500 miles since I picked it up. I just want to make sure everything's running the way it should. Woo-hoo-hoo. The power on this thing is just incredible. It's a little bit overkill, honestly. I never put it in off-road mode. I actually leave it in street, but I do turn traction and ABS off, of course. And I do fine with it. I prefer the throttle response it has with street mode instead of off-road. Off-road cuts it to 100 horse and street mode keeps you at 150. So I know a lot of you have been asking about the 1190. I just want to give you this update video on the bike. A couple little things. If I had more experience, I could have knocked it out myself. Parts still would have been expensive. So who knows what the future holds for 1190. It is on the market for sale. Not getting any bites just yet. And honestly, I really don't care because I'm having so much fun with this bike. Well, I better start heading back home. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick update video on what's going on with the 1190. I'll catch you in the next one.